Welcome back, everyone. It is January. I am so excited to be back in the driver's seat here, and I have something special for you this month. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. I have been getting a couple of emails lately that have been surprisingly more tricky than I would guess maybe is normal for these phishing emails. And so this month, I want to talk about email again. Let's just jump right in and talk about this email I have here. When I got this email, I was really surprised because it's actually pretty good and maybe a little different than what I'm used to. So I figured we might as well share it with you guys. The email obviously is the first red flag here at the top. You can see this is from a Gmail account. That should be your immediate red flag. It's honestly where a lot of these phishing attempts come from. A Gmail account is fairly easy to open. It's probably not that complicated to get past all the setup processes, and we're all familiar with it, so people are using that pretty often. They just choose their name as Intuit Quickbooks and pick some random thing. This person didn't even try to make Intuit support 1234@gmail.com. Maybe Gmail's better than that and would have caught that, but either way, Gmail is the first thing you want to look out for. That's obviously not where you would expect to get an email from Intuit, but assuming you missed that, the rest of this email is very tricky. The next thing I would do and recommend that you do is hover over all of the links. So if you hover over some of these links, you can see that it's being filtered out by our spam filtering thing, but you can see the actual reference link there is going to intuit.com. That is their domain. I opened some of these in a sandbox. They do go where you would expect them to. All these go to Intuit. And so if you were to sort of go through these and you're like, okay, this legitimately is an email from Intuit, you might then go and do what this email is asking you for. They're trying to get you to sign up or give a credit card information for whatever it is they're going to try to get you to buy when you call this 800 number. That is not a QuickBooks number. It is just a random 800 number. Another thing that I would recommend, if this is a trend, maybe these impersonators are watching our newsletters and know that people are going and hovering over links and doing all their homework. They still got to get a better email address, but hopefully they're not going to watch this. The other thing you'll notice as you're cross-referencing this to try and locate this number to see if it's actually an Intuit number or not, you'll notice that Intuit doesn't really want you to call them for support. They have a sales number up here, which doesn't match this number at all. And if you actually go to try and find support for one of the products you use and, click QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online, the process to get solution, if none of their FAQs work for you and you want to actually get help, it links you. As soon as I click continue here, it's going to link me to a sign-in page. It wants you to sign in to the account you're getting support on and go through the process there. So this is very uncommon for Intuit to give you support this way. Honestly, most companies are that way, are this way now. Software companies, it's chat, it's some other way, email. So the phone number feels a little bit odd. And I think that's honestly the major takeaway from phishing attempts. When anything feels a little bit odd, it's probably or could be a phishing attempt. And that's where I would get your cackles up and start looking around. Does it feel weird? Are there other things like Gmail? Do the links work out? Can I cross-reference this? Does my QuickBooks account number actually match this number? I would then actually not even ever call this number. I would go through, if this actually was a thing I was going to do, just to be safe, I would never do what this email says. I would always go to Intuit directly, call my sales rep. I would work the process as if I normally would do that. So if this actually was a thing, and this has happened to me before, where you get a notice from your bank and it's like, hey, you need to do whatever, we think there's fraud in your account, I will call my bank. I will find their actual website. I won't call the number from the email. Sometimes it's different. I won't do anything in the email. I will call the known, email address or phone number that I have for my bank or for QuickBooks and work the process from that perspective. If then I get similar information from QuickBooks, etc., then it's legitimate and some things just didn't match. These emails have gotten so good though that I figured it was good to just cover these again and make sure that people are really aware of it. I honestly think phishing is one of the largest, if not the largest, risk to companies nowadays. We've seen some new attempts come in where the phishing impersonators have gotten access to an email account. They've put a file in the user's OneDrive and in like a Word document, and the sort of fishy links are actually in the Word document in the OneDrive. The links that you get in your email, they all come from the person you expect. The links look like they're actual OneDrive links. All that checks out. So then when you actually go in to open this file, that whole process looks great. You open the file, and inside of that, are the links that are compromised. The thing is, OneDrive isn't really scanning your Word documents for a fishy link. So they're getting tricky and they're getting very complicated. So stay vigilant. Make sure you're being very cautious about the emails you open. Anything that feels weird or unusual, it probably is. So I know it takes extra time to kind of poke around and maybe go to QuickBooks separately and check things, but the downside is the polar opposite of not trying a little bit harder to verify these things could result in tons of lost time, both for you and the company, as they are resolved and worked through. So here was maybe a New Year's resolution to really be more vigilant this year. Keep an eye out for those strange emails. And obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to send them to us. We love being helpful and helping you kind of sleuth these things out. Hope everyone has a wonderful January, and we'll see you all in February. Take care.